Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and as you can see, this is blank. I'm working on photos from Chicago from October 2024, and I need a full 4x8 card for this side, and then on the other side, I have a full 4x8 photo. It's quite busy, it's quite full. So whatever I put on here is probably gonna have to be up here, off to the side here, or maybe down here. But the big challenge will be finding a 4x8 pocket. For that card, I say that because, hold on here, I want to show what's on the other side. I have an insert on the other side, and it's just a map. We were going to the Pilsen neighborhood, which is largely a Hispanic Latino area, and I have my map here that I got that was in Spanish. And then on the other side, I clipped out kind of the area where we were. This is Pilsen. Here we took the pink line, so that's perfect. And right here you can see, it's kind of hard from this distance, but it says National Museum of Mexican Art, which was our first stop in that neighborhood. So that's why I have the big arrow there. But even though these don't have to go together, what I would like is something on this side that somewhat matches, maybe transportation themed, but has journaling room, because I do want to journal about where we're going, the area, because this is the first time I've been to that neighborhood. So new experience for me, also new experience for my friend, which is great. So I have that. So I would like these to kind of mesh in some way. And then the other side, really, it should just be like one piece of ephemera, one larger embellishment, and hopefully that's it. So I'm far more concerned about finding a pocket card for this. So I think what I'll do is I'll grab out my 4x8s. I would also consider a 3x8. Actually, while I'm thinking of this, I would consider a 3x8 and then mat it on cardstock of some type behind it. If it had what I wanted, I would totally do that. So I'll get out my 3x8s and 4x8s and we'll see what's in there. Okay, so I have out my 4x8s and my 3x8s. There are more of these. I'm gonna save those, look through here first, because I think it'll be easier to kind of eliminate some stuff. And then once I've done with those, then I'll move on to these. In my 4x8s, I have found 3 options. This is my first one. It gives me the most space to work with, and it's just black and white, so it definitely will match. And it just says, go somewhere you've never been, which is applicable because we had never been to that area. So that's a contender for sure. And then my second option is this one. I love the fact that it's a geotag shape. I get room for journaling. It's an orange. It's not the exact orange as this, but still it's close. But it definitely works with the theme of being on the go, traveling, pinpointing your location. So I like that one as well. And then I also had this one, which is probably the one I like the least of the 3, but I like that I had a green border, and I already matted this, so I must have printed this smaller and thought for some reason, hey, I want a 4x8 option, and so I matted on white paper. But I love how the green looks with this. If I'm honest, that's what originally just kind of caught my eye about it, and then I was like, oh, it's kind of generic. I could just circle the day, do the weather thing, you know, write morning, the date, and I would still have all of this. So all 3 of them are contenders. So I have those. And now I'm wondering, should I even look through here? Should I just use one of these so I don't have to worry about finding a background? That might be the smart option. So in looking at all 3 of those again, I've actually decided to go with this one, which I know I said was my least favorite, but I really like the way it looks with this. And I like that I have all these things I can fill in, but I still get room to journal. And this is such a big space. I could embellish there. I could find a piece of ephemera, something to like fill in some of that space, or even down here below the date. Because look at that. It's a big old empty space. You don't need all that just to write the date in there. So I'm going to go with this one, and I will just figure out how I'm going to put this together and make it look good with what's on the other side. I filled in some of the things that were on this pocket card just to get that ready. So I have Saturday. It was very sunny. We were there in the morning. I mean, it went into the afternoon, but we started in the morning, and then I have my date. And in looking at these colors, I'm thinking blue might be a good one to bring these 2 together. So I have all of my ephemera out here, and I have my blue package, and I will start there. If I were to not find anything that I liked, I have other options. I could go orange, red. I could even do the pink. I would probably go pink maybe because we rode the pink line too. Like, I just feel like that would go better with the theming and what we were doing, but I'm going to start with blue. Okay, I think I have found my one piece of ephemera here that I want to use. So I took out all of my blue pieces and I have this one. And remember how I said, oh, we took the pink line, and if I didn't choose blue, I'd probably go pink. This has both. I love that it says travel here, but that it says memorable experience. So I get both of the colors that I wanted. I think I'm just going to put it like right there so that it doesn't show the bottom of the line. It looks as if the line cuts off with this, like it's almost meant to be there. I like how that looks. I love that it also takes up part of this big old empty space and doesn't cut in too much to this. I dig that. So I think that's the one I'm going to go with. And then I have to figure out all my journaling. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that on camera or not, but at least I have figured out how I'm putting this together. So on this card too, I noticed that it's got this noteworthy little pendant up top, which is part of the design. I didn't put on there, but I think I'm going to put in a mini staple anyway, just so it looks like I did something. It just gives a little visual interest. I find that a good thing to do sometimes. It makes it look less flat, I think. So there we go. Now I have that in there. This is adhered, and now I can either do my journaling or I can figure out what's going to go over here. Actually, let's look at it for a minute. I can't do like a turquoise aqua color because there's a lot of that happening. I could maybe do this orchid purple color. Brown would probably be safe because I have that in the brick. Gray, maybe, because I have a gray sidewalk. So if I were going to put it up here at the top, I could do gray maybe up there. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put these blue ones away and I'll swap out. I'll grab my purple bag and gray. I actually found more in my purple stuff than I anticipated. So I have all of these that I like. And some of these are better suited to either the top or the bottom. Like this is better suited down here because I don't have as much space up there. This little one that says weekend fits perfectly in there. If I were to use this one, it's too big for that top space because I don't want to lose the hummingbird there. So I would just like hang it off the bottom like that. But I do love that it says local fave because, you know, that is very local to this specific neighborhood. Like anybody who lives around there probably would see this and be like, I know exactly what that is. That's the Pilsen neighborhood. So I like that one. And then this one, the way that it's cut with that little pendant, I'd have to use it like up top, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to figure out like, are these too much? I feel like maybe doing something at the top is too much if I'm going to use this color. I feel like maybe it has to be the bottom, which would kind of force me into using one of these three because they are what fits the best. If I like did that or that or that. I think these two are the best color match. This one's a little bit lighter, but I really love what it says. So that's really why I'm picking that one as part of this group, is I just love what it says. So I chose to use the local love one because, you know what, I just decided I like it too much not to use it. So you like it that much, you got to put it on there, right? So there we go. That's going to be on there, and that's probably it. Yeah, I just think that like there's so much going on here. That's it. There we go. So that one's in there. Back to this one. I realized I think I might want to use some alpha stickers and spell out Pilsen, but they'd have to be relatively small to fit in this space. And I can't decide if I should do it like right here at the top and then just journal the rest of the way, or if I should like start journaling and then leave a space so like Pilsen appears in the middle. Like this morning we decided to take the L over to Pilsen because blah blah blah, like that, and work it in the middle. I'm just not sure. So I think what I probably should do is pull out my letter stickers and just see, first of all, size, what would be small enough to fit in here, and then secondly, color. Maybe this is where I can work in some of that pink if I have some cool pink letters. I have found two options for letters. I have these pink ones. These aren't as bright as I had wanted. You can see the difference there, but I would use them if that's all I had. They're a little bit bigger, so I'd have to be really careful too with how I worked those in to make sure they would fit. But then I also found these, and look at them, they're gorgeous. And I apparently have only ever used the numbers. Why that is, I don't know, because these are stunning. I love the fact that there's a gradient, because with how I would need to spell things out, like I would at least get to use some of the different shades in the word that I'm using. A lot of it would be from up here, which isn't exactly the color I wanted, but I would be able to get a P and an S, which would be more of the pink color. So I might have to end up going with this. And I mean, there is kind of a peachy orange. It's not this orange, but I think it would be close enough where it probably wouldn't matter. So you know what? I've talked myself into it. I'm just going to use these. All right, I have finished my journaling and adding in the stickers, and I love it. Look at that. So I started thinking about what I wanted to say, and I liked the idea better of having the neighborhood title name like amongst the journaling, and I freaking love it the way it turned out. And I had just enough to say that I could use all the space, but yet there's still a little bit of white space here to kind of balance it. You know what I just noticed? I didn't put in the temp. I don't know. I know I was wearing short sleeve shirt and a sweater, I believe, so I didn't need a jacket. I may have to guess on that part, but otherwise it's done. I'll figure out what to do there and fill it in, but otherwise this one's complete. So here's another one finished for Chicago. Thanks for watching.